uploads, they're always suppressed. People say, haters gonna hate. I'm just like, bitch, I operate.
We might be crazy, we might be drunk. We're sipping on whiskey, and now here we come. And we're riding dirty, this might be fate. 3 words for your fate. Bitch, I operate. Bitch, I operate. Bitch, I operate.
Hey guys, Summer at 1-1 here. Alright, got a little bit better weather for the situation. And I've got the grill out with the Biolite. The only thing I've done here is I got some wood in there. I'm still letting her get up to full flame strength. I've only had it run here a few minutes, so. But what I want to test here with this, I was kind of thinking about it when you have the grill out, you know, if you still want to boil water. Well, I had an idea for that, which if you do want to get the strongest boil to your, you know, the strongest flame to boil your water, if you've got a capable bottle, you can always just throw right over instead of keep flipping the lid. That's still going to cover and make that flame reflect out to whatever you're cooking, but it's also going to boil your water a lot faster. But besides that, if you don't have a capable cup, what I was thinking, if you were cooking something on the surface, how long it would take to boil right off the grill to see how hot it gets. So I've got this thing up, all the way up, the 4-speed, the flame is all the way up now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and set a timer. I want to see how long it takes to boil while it's on the grill. Just so you can kind of judge, if you are wanting to cook something, how long that's going to take to grill or cook. And be able to boil water. And also too, even if you're not grilling, you can get multiple pots on here. You know, if you can get, you know, one of these, like these Stanley cook sets, you can get another like a GSI cup and maybe a, you know, water bottle or something if you got to purify a lot of water. So this water, besides just setting it on here and there for a few minutes, which it's not even hot at the bottom, was 40 degrees because it was sitting outside. I had a bottle of water in the garage. So let's go ahead. Where the hell is my timer? Here we go. Stopwatch. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this on here. I'm going to go ahead and cover the top because it is a lot easier to boil. And then I'm just going to keep feeding this thing and see where we go from there. Okay guys, so while I'm doing this, there's a lot of people that do fancy cooking on these grills and stuff, and hey, that's more power to them. Me, I'm just going to boil this water up. I'm going to make some ramen, and I think I have one in here. Hold on, stand by. There we go. Spam! So I'm just going to grill up some Spam. And the only reason I'm not throwing this on now, because this thing will cook quicker than hell. So I'm just going to let this and see where this water goes. And probably once I start getting some bubbles going on there, I'll go ahead and throw the Spam burger on there and go from there. I may even turn the fan heat down for this one. But we'll see. Because this sucker, look, I mean, she is getting hot. Good seal around the whole mechanism. I never really used this thing much with the first one, but since getting the second one, I figure I'd try it out, because it is nice if you do end up taking it out camping or something like that to have a grill instead of, you know, especially if you run out of propane or something and you just want to cook a couple burgers or something. It's not a huge face, but it's still cool, and I have it, so I might as well use the damn thing. I've also seen too on one of the older videos, I've seen them put something on top here, like put a pot just right on top of this. But if it's accessible, get most of that heat instead of going through 2 layers of steel. Flip that thing up and just use that as the cover. That's, you know, I'm kind of glad. I wish they kind of put this over top here so it keeps it out of the surface, especially if you're cooking something here. You keep flipping this up, you know, and you got something on here, you're going to keep smacking it or whatever. But overall, I mean, it still does her job. Okay, folks, so it's 11 minutes. Got quite a few bubbles. We are not we're not at boil yet, but it is getting warm. You know, some people, for if you're using for French press or something like that, you're really not supposed to get it boiling. But I mean, like I said, if you're really trying to boil water quick, you could just use that little trick there. But if you're trying to do multiple things, it's feasible. I mean, we'll still go and continue to see how long till we get a rolling boil out of it. But we'll go from there. You know, I see these guys doing, steaks and, these nice meals and stuff outdoors, and nothing against it. I mean, I guess if I was a better cook or, more planning, preparation and stuff. But I'll tell you, one of my favorites is just frickin' thing of ramen and some kind of meat, I like Spam singles, or bringing out some, even some, corned beef hash or something like that. They're just my absolute favorites. Man, I hope by 20 minutes this thing's freaking rolling. If not, I'm going to switch over and call it a fail. Alright guys, so we're past 21 minutes. She's steaming, she's got quite a few bubbles. Would it be good enough for maybe like a hot tea or something? That's great. But I'm going to call that a fail for the moment. Switch her up over to here, because the last time this pot may have been used, there may be some awkward thingy-mabobs hanging out in there, so I want to make sure they're all dead. There, oh shit, that was quick. So I'm not even going to start time on that because it was already warmed up, so we're just going to go ahead and stop that. But I mean, it's pretty much about as effective as if you're actually using it on the stove. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this to a rolling boil, go ahead and get my noodles in there, and then I'm going to move it over to just keep it warm while it's sauteing the ramen, and then I'll go ahead and put my Spam on there. That's it, kill them all. Woo. Here's the noodles. Okay. So what we'll do here, so I'm going to let that kind of get to a boil again since I put the noodles in. Then I'm just going to transfer it over. Just keep it warm, and I'm probably going to turn this fan down to about a 2 for the Spam, because that sucker, I mean, these things aren't that freaking thick as is, so it won't take it that long to heat up, but I just want it to be heated through, not freaking just, I don't need no, what is that, Pittsburgh steaks. We'll just char the outside and keep her moving on the inside. Not on the Spam, sir. Okay, we are back to a boil. Let's transfer this guy here, check. Throw one more hunk in there. That should be all we need. Oh, there we go. Sometimes when these things get heated up, sometimes you get a little expansion, contraction, a little wompy there. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down to a 2. I may regret that later, but I don't want it scorching hot. Whew. She's a rolling. So hey, it's just Spam. I fuck it up, I'll survive. Kind of hard to mess up fake meat. Oh, she's sticking. She's sticking. I need to get the good sear lines on it, you know what I mean? It's like Outback Steakhouse in this bitch. Yeah, so I didn't use any Pam or anything on it. I'm just kind of going with it. So I think the best with some of these is kind of rotating them too, because you are going to get most of your heat right at the front here where that burn chamber connects. So now that she's boiling, she's cruising now. So I have the creme de la creme seasoning packet here. Handcrafted in some fancy country that makes food. Yeah, these aren't the best non-stick because she is sticking a little bit on there, but I mean you're going to have that with some of these. This is like a smoke signal for rednecks. I'm getting them coming out of the woodwork smelling freaking burnt spam. Whew! I'll go ahead and flip it. I haven't been on that long, but oh man, that looks pretty good actually. Not too bad. I made it spam, so how good can it look? But let's be real here. But it actually seemed like it heated up without burning the thing. So I probably made the right call with putting it down to a 2. Yeah, she's still rolling now. Once you get it at a boil, this thing keeps her good and hot. Alright, I'll put another piece in. Gold digger. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep rotating her around just in case there is a little bit of a hot spot. I mean, it comes down to anything, especially something like this. It's not meant to be a grill, but they, you know, formed it into a grill top and stuff. But, I mean, think about it. You got all your charcoal in the center. This spot's going to be colder. You know, this is going to be hotter where your coals are, you know, on a gas grill, whatever. So, I mean, that's kind of common sense. But especially when you're, you know, using these wood stoves and stuff, you know, you kind of have to play with it. And this is why it's good to do this shit at home. You know, use cheaper food first. Buy some hot dogs, buy some cheap brats, come out here, make lunch, and it, you know, you're gonna learn how it works pretty easily. Yeah, the first thing I wouldn't cook on this thing would be a $20 steak, that's for sure. Freaking Glock is digging into my hip. Man, I thought it was supposed to be fancy holster. Yeah, my ass. Alright, let's see where we're at here. Okay, we're just starting to get a little there. Look at that. Fantastic. Just a little bit of browning there. A little bit of char. I could have flipped that a half a minute earlier, but that's about perfect right there. Let's sit for a minute. This sucker should be good to go. Good to me. We'll use our handy dandy plate that Biolite provides for us. Alright, so I'm gonna let that cool. I'll show you here real quick. Sorry. Turbulence. Not too much of a mess. I mean, most of that grill catches most of that stuff. But, you know, I mean, you're going to have a mess when you're cooking with food and stuff. So, I mean, I guess you could just let that thing cook off. And, actually, I'm probably going to throw a couple more chunks in here. let that battery charge up some more while I'm sitting out here anyways. Ooh, good gosh. Bite you square in the ass when you touch it. Yeah, I'm gonna let this thing roast down here for a bit, char it up, and then easier to clean. So that'll do it. I cooked that just about right. I probably could have had the heat up on it. I just had to keep an eye on it more. The only little spot that charred was on that edge there, which that's probably my fault. I could have flipped it, like I said, a half a minute earlier. But yeah, other than that, I think the grill's nice. Now, the idea I first started out with putting the water on the grill top to see how long it would cook. I think the benefit to that is when you're sitting there and you're trying to get your battery powered up and stuff at night and you're just running it to run it, go ahead and put your cups on there and stuff. Get some water warmed up. 'Cause I know some people like coffee and tea and stuff. Oop, I've got trash flying everywhere. Some people like coffee and tea at night and stuff. Why not? Let that water boil on there for a while you're heating it up anyways. You're using resources to heat that, to get that battery going. So I don't think it's a complete fail. But like me in the morning, if I don't get my coffee ASAP, someone may get shot. So if you're looking for speed, either switch it over and use basically your cup or your pot as a lid while you're feeding it, while you're cooking whatever, or just put your kettle on the top, and then when you're done cooking with that, just throw your grill on real quick. So, but other than that, it stayed stable. Seems like everything she states. So, thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.